That's the ultimate goal, for people to just kind of enjoy being themselves here.
What is up, you beautiful people? How's it going? We got Layla, we've got Sherelle, we have Lisa. It's been a while, Lisa. How are you doing? And then we got Anna as well. How are you all doing? How are you all feeling? I'm doing my weekly stream. I might be turning it to bi-weekly, but we'll see. Strings and Petals, the Superman hair. Yes, the obnoxious Superman hair. True to form, I cannot stay long. That's fine, Lisa. By all means, if you gotta go and do other things, I totally understand. I'm pretty meh. How are you? I'm feeling pretty meh today. My weekend has been super unproductive, and it's just kind of stressing me out a little bit, if I'm going to be honest. And then I have this immense pressure to quit nicotine and caffeine again, because it's really screwing me over. So, you know, just feeling meh today as well. That's just how it be sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, how's everyone else doing? I'm sorry I'm a little low energy today. I also ran out of my big boy Ritalin, my Concerta. I ran out of Concerta. Now I have to wait like another 3 days before I get more Concerta. So I'm just feeling a little low energy because I'm not my normal legal methed out at the moment. I do have a little bit of baby Ritalin that I'm on, but I'm used to my Concerta. I've been unproductive last week, rough ass week. It's okay, East. Oh, thank you for saying it's okay. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of pressure in my life to be as productive as possible because I'm in these really negative situations. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the music down. My videos keep on getting fucking copyright claimed every time I play this on YouTube. It's so annoying. Legal methed out, yes. And Sherelle, I let me know if that saying stuff like that ever bothers you. Because I mean it is methylphenidate, but obviously very different context in yours, and I don't want to say things that are diminishing or offensive or anything like that. So please tell me, Sherelle, if you would prefer me to stop saying that kind of thing, because I do say it from time to time. I've seen the chat for running out of meds. Shit is stressful. Yes, running out of meds is definitely stressful, especially when you kind of like depend on them for your general stability, and then like running out of them, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna be super tired today. So I've been inhaling caffeine and nicotine today. Tasty testing, yeah. Never bothers me. You don't ever have to worry about that. Thank you for asking, though. Yeah, I just want to be careful because like it's a very like legal meth and and illegal meth are two very different things and have two very different side effects on people. And I've seen personally in my family, I had a family member who had we'll just say a bit of a meth addiction, and it was ugly. It was a really ugly experience. So true addiction is really ugly, and I want to be careful to not diminish that by talking about like legal stimulants and methamphetamates or methamphetamates. Oh, like for being alive. F's in the chat. I think it's funny. Okay, just making sure, Shirley. I would never ever want to make you feel lesser. And yeah, some of my meds make me feel really sleepy. My not Lexapro. Thank God I'm not on Lexapro anymore. My Abilify and my new mood stabilizer, well, relatively new. I've been on it for like a month. Lometra, I don't know how to pronounce it. Lometragine. They both make me really tired as well. So also on top of that, not having my my Concerta is rough. Maria, how are you doing, Maria? It's so good to see you in chat. Abilify. Strings and pedals, I cannot wait for you to get some bipolar medication and some ADHD medication. Like, I'm going to have a new friend. Life is going to be so different for you, especially at your age and having never taken any kind of those meds before. It's wild. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Abilify. Abilify and me. The only drug I like more than Abilify is probably Wellbutrin. Well, Wellbutrin and Concerta, but like Wellbutrin and me also like this. We're besties. But yeah, how's it going? There's just a few like channel updates, and then it's mainly just chatting and catching up with you all, and then I'm gonna go stream on Twitch as well today. But today I just wanted to kind of pop in, give some general updates, talk about life, I guess, and see how you all are holding up as well. Allow you the space to talk about your own mental health as well. So we just upped the dose for me. So up the dose on what kind of medication, Lisa? Oh my God, is my current me gonna die? Are we gonna need a funeral? No, you're gonna still be you. You're just gonna be like a more capable you. Probably Strings. I can plan it for you. Oh, look at Sherelle being such an amazing human being. She's gonna plan your figurative death. What did Wellbutrin do for you? Because a med professional brought it up to combat some side effects. Wellbutrin like gave me like just like more energy, made me a little bit happier. It didn't trigger my bipolar, which was really nice. It didn't make me apathetic. It was really effective for fighting my depression. So I really like Wellbutrin. I take 450 milligrams a day. And it seems like most people that I've talked to that have been put on Wellbutrin seem to like it as well. I haven't had any negative experience, or I haven't had anyone talk negatively about Wellbutrin. Whereas like Lexapro, like I swear every person I've talked to about Lexapro does not like Lexapro. So I don't know. It's a pretty interesting. I don't know anything. I'm not your doctor. I know nothing. Just as a clarification, I'm just some idiot on the internet, and these are my personal anecdotes. And do not take my personal anecdotes as any kind of medical advice, so on and so forth. On hydroxine, used to take it at night, doubled my night dose, and added a morning dose. What is that for? The hydroxine. Hydroxine. I don't know how to say it. We all know that I can't pronounce anything to save my life. I'll serenade old and new you too. What an amazing individual, Sherelle. Okay, I will ask about it because the side effects were unfortunate for a bit. What side effects? I think it would help with like general exhaustion and stuff like that. It was really helpful for me to have like just a general boost in my energy throughout the day. Lamotrigine. Yes, that is what I'm taking. I am taking that, Maria. Are you also taking that? I hate Lexapro, got off it fast. Yeah, see, I swear to God, everyone I talk to about fucking Lexapro or exclopramultan or whatever it is, does not like it. Anxiety, hydroxyzine. Oh, hydroxyzine. Thank you for the the pronunciation guide. I appreciate it. It makes me feel kind of zoned out. Oh, for anxiety. Okay, that's what it's for. Ooh, you just gave me an idea. I'll rise from the ashes like a stinky little phoenix. Aw, you rise from those ashes, Annabelle. Yeah, but I'm feeling a little low energy today. I had a really interesting stream yesterday. It was a mixed bag. It was one of the best streams I had and one of the most annoying streams I had over on Twitch. And then today, the last few days, this whole last week, I've been truthfully focusing a lot on comp sci stuff. And so that's where a lot of my time and energy has been, is like just doing coding. I like a lot of coding. And then I have been working on a few things for YouTube, but I haven't been putting a lot of time into YouTube. I've been putting most of my time into Twitch and coding. And so I'm still putting time into YouTube, just not nearly as much. They prescribed it to me, but I never took it. Was there any particular reason why you didn't take it, Maria? I ruined the stream. Laugh out loud. Sorry. No, you didn't do anything wrong, Annabelle. You were completely fine. I think it was just like, it's just like such a disappointing thing. I was more disappointed than anything, and then it was just like, man, like, why does it gotta, like, why do you have to be that way? Like, why can't you have like a good thing and foster that good thing? Like, why can't you be a part of that good thing? And it's unfortunate some people don't want to be a part of my community in a positive way, and so they gotta go. And it's tough to make that call sometimes. Zoned out. Zened out. Like, more zen, laugh out loud. The side effects my meds were giving me were private in nature, so I shouldn't discuss them around potential children, but they faded, which is good. Okay, that makes sense, Lisa. I think I pick up what you're putting down, but Wellbutrin is called the like happy horny pill or whatever. I mean, not to get too graphic here, but like, because it in the beginning it has a lot of boost on like your just like general happiness, and then like the other thing as well, and like really increases the libido. Not that really mattered for me, because I was single when I started taking it. Still am. Besides, you know, all slightly complicated situationship that recently I took a step back from. That just be the way it is sometimes, right? Wow, Lisa trying to be discreet, and he just goes there. Well, I'm not saying that's what Lisa was talking about. I was talking about the side effects of Wellbutrin, because I think it's funny, because a lot of antidepressants have like sexual dysfunction, which is really tough for some people. And then, so I don't know, I'm in a hole. I'm gonna get out of the hole. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm too tired for that. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Let's see, what other updates in my life? Yeah, my life has been pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't say boring, just like pretty, no thank you for the info. I appreciate the personal anecdote here. It helps. Yeah, no, it was a like a interesting experience. Like, taking medication can be really sucky because it changes a lot of things, and a lot of times for the positive, but it can change other things for the negative. Like, for instance, Lexapro made me super apathetic, and like, sure, I didn't feel suicidal, but like I felt nothing at all. And so that was a really difficult drug to be on, and that's why I stopped taking it. I'd rather feel suicidal than feel nothing. And then, like, with Wellbutrin and Abilify, they really gave me a lot of stability and really helped me pull out of depression. So shout out to that drug combination for me personally, right? Everyone's different. How's coding going? It's a mixed bag, because like with coding, there's a lot of like, the way we prepare, like people in comp sci, is like there's this site called Leak Code, and it will give you just random problems that you have to solve. And it's like tough because it just depends on the problem. There's some problems like they're ranked that are easy, medium, and hard. And so there'll be some like easy problems I don't even know how to solve. Like I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to look for. I don't have any clue what I need to be doing. And then there's some medium problems that should be harder where I'm like, oh, I understand this. And so there's like quite a range on how I feel day to day, where like some days I'm like, oh, maybe I'm good at coding. And then other days it's like, nah, I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know anything about coding. And so it can be quite the mix. It's a bit all over the place at the moment. That's how I felt on Lexapro. Not happy, not sad. Yeah, like literally nothing. I felt the same. Dorothy, how's it going, Dorothy? How are you doing? Hopefully I'm saying your name right. If I'm saying it incorrect, please correct me. I swear to God, no one likes Lexapro. If anyone in chat has had a positive experience on Lexapro, please tell me, because I swear Lexapro and no one likes it. But it's like always one of the first ones they put people on. My week has been rough as fuck. I got nothing done because everything was bad. If I'm being dramatic about it. Well, you're not being dramatic about it, Lisa. You're more than welcome to talk about what's been going on this last week if you want. Just opening up that floor for you. But when I stopped taking it, it was like the world was ending. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely like going off suddenly. Antidepressants, that can definitely be the way it feels. What's up, SOS? Wellbutrin happy horny pill just got here, and that's what I heard. Doctors don't talk about the lowest effective dose, and Zoloft worked best taking one pill every other day. Had good results on a taper off. That's really good, SOS. I'm glad. I've never had Zoloft, so I can't speak to my personal experience with Zoloft. The antidepressants I've been put on are Lexapro, Cymbalta, and now Wellbutrin, and I really like Wellbutrin. So even though I'm not really depressed anymore, I still take it to keep me stable. I'm trying to learn how to code currently, hypothetically, if I were to focus on it. What do you mean by that, Lisa M? Hypothetically, if I were focusing on it? Lexapro changed my life, literally saved me. It just lost its effectiveness for me after 4 years. Oh, okay. So Anna, you've had a positive experience with Lexapro. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm unhappy to hear that it lost its effectiveness after 4 years, though. That would be tough. I've not tried it, but I'll say I love to be contrarian. Yes, I like the contrarian side of you, Annabelle. Wellbutrin is my jam too. Fuck yes. Wellbutrin is where it's at. And then the same with like Concerta and now Abilify. I really like them. I don't really know how I feel about lamotrigine, or however it's pronounced. I'm glad you had a good experience, Anna. Yeah, I'm glad you had a... Sorry, I popped out for a sec. I'm back. No, you're fine. If you got to pop out and lurk and do your own thing, by all means, go do that. I don't care. I don't mind in the least bit, Anna. It was first med for me, did not work for me. I don't know. I do think I know someone who liked it. Excuse me, by the way. Wellbutrin didn't do anything for me except gave me horrible overheating. Literally was winter and my coworkers were cold and I was just sweating so awful. I could definitely see Wellbutrin having that side effect. I'm not surprised that it would have that kind of side effect given the fact that it's has these like stimulating properties to it as well. Oh, I'm on Cymbalta currently. Oh, nice. And how do you like it? I mean, I'm supposed to be learning to code, but I'm not doing it. I plan to do it and just then abandoned the hobby immediately. Okay. Was it like a short hyperfixation and then you were just like, I'm not feeling it? SOS, there's a French antidepressant, Tianpating. Off patent, banned in the US, mood brightener, worked great for me for a year. Found out about COR nootropics a few years back, helped with ADHD. I'm not sure. I know what nootropics are, things that are help with like cognition and thinking and stuff like that. What's the CO/R? I don't know what that's in reference to. Seroquel. I also take Seroquel for bipolar 2, mostly for sleep. Oh, that's really interesting, Dorothy. I'm not currently taking anything for sleep, though that would be... Do I need... my sleep is pretty good when I'm not inhaling nicotine and caffeine. But yeah, for my bipolar type 2, I just take Abilify, and it's been working really well. Dorothy, I didn't know you're bipolar type 2. Let's go. We've got 3 bipolar people in the chat. Ayo. I wouldn't call it hyperfixation, but I do start hobbies a lot. I do plan to pursue it hopefully, but just haven't yet really. That makes a lot of sense, Lisa. Learning how to code is a lot of fun for me personally, but for other people, I could understand how it just seems like a really annoying thing. There's a lot of like annoying stuff about coding for sure, without a doubt. Yeah, but SOS, thank you for actually, this goes out to all of you. Thank you for sharing your experiences and talking about these things with me. It's not always easy to talk about medication or be vulnerable about those kinds of things, so I really appreciate it, y'all. It does mean a lot to me. The journey to find the right medication is quite hard sometimes. And then there's like the journey of even starting medication. I understand why for a long time I was very anti-medication. I'm glad I stopped being anti-medication, but I understand like for why for some other people they're super anti being medicated. I wish I could turn this. I don't want to see my live viewers. No looking at live viewers. A little bit of both for me. I find puzzles and riddles exciting, and coding is kind of like that. But it's also a slog in a way of thinking that doesn't mesh with the way my brain works. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, coding, it's a love-hate relationship for sure, and it is a bit of a slog. And then so much of it is like just learning the basics of the language before you even get to the point where you're even trying to solve the puzzles. So it can be really frustrating when there's so much that you need to understand first to even get into the puzzles themselves. Seroquel is very good for sleep and anxiety. Oh, that's really good to hear. Are you currently on Seroquel, if you don't mind me asking, Maria? Oh yeah, I'm super anti RX right now. All the liver damage going around. Ooh, that's probably a fair point. I really the Abilify can cause liver damage, and so I need to do my labs and see and make sure everything's all right. I'm still anti-medication because I have so many healthy coping mechanisms, but sometimes I wonder if I should go back and try again. Yeah, Cheryl, it just depends on where you're at and what you're suffering with. I think there's been a lot of draw within me recently to go a no psychoactives route. Like I really want to spend a period of my life on zero psychoactive chemicals. So no caffeine, no nicotine, no Wellbutrin, no Abilify, no nothing. Like zero chemicals in my body that are psychoactive. Because like ever since I've been a kid, I've been on caffeine, right? Like my whole life I've been caffeinated, or and like ever since I started vaping, I like the longest I've ever taken off is like 2 months off of vaping. I'm always, I've always been on medication now for a really long time. So there's a part of me that really, really wants to try like a completely no psychoactive anything. But I feel like that would be really difficult. Oh, okay. You do take Seroquel. Nice. And because you just have generalizing, not just, I don't want to paint it as it's not a big thing, but I think you've said that you have GAD and that's all you have, generalized anxiety, right? Generalized anxiety disorder, that which would be really tough to have, for clarification. I still feel like I don't really identify with my bipolar 2 diagnosis because I experienced mostly depression with very rare mania and only one manic episode. Yeah, Dorothy, I'm kind of the same way, where like most of my experiences have been incredibly almost all of my episodes have been depressive, and I rarely had manic episodes or hypomanic episodes until I really cut out a lot of other negative things in my life. And I noticed, especially because of things like nicotine and a bunch of other stimulants in my life, like I noticed with those things, like it was really easy to make myself hypomanic all of a sudden, and having this ability to trigger hypomania if I really wanted to. And so yeah, for the longest time the reason I didn't think I was bipolar is I never experienced mania as well. Yeah, I tried to learn before and did a little bit of learning about coding, but I'm like a very extreme beginner, and just started out. Oh, it's just started over like Hello World. Yes, Hello World is the classic beginning thing. Print Hello World. And it also comes down to what language. If you're not, I strongly recommend Python for a beginner. Python is what I'm currently coding in, and it's just like such a readable and understandable language. You were proud Stuffer, now you're healed Stuffer. Yes, strings and pedal. I am. Dude, why is it always okay, no, I thought for a second I skipped your a bunch of messages. Especially being a single mom, I can't really afford to be trying new meds after being off them for so long. This is a really great point because a lot of the new meds I've had, I have like a week of like mental breakdown for a while. And you can't really afford to do that when you're a mom, especially a mom to like a autistic boy, and then the challenges of that and not having a partner to back you up and all of those things. Like it totally makes sense why you're unwilling to risk that. um let's see. Anna Real says, I wish I could just go without meds. I was lucky to have a doctor who had me try lifestyle things and natural things first. Unfortunately, nothing helped, so I had to take an actual med. Yeah, like I said, I'm so fucking tempted, you all, to take like 3 months off of everything that causes any kind of change uh in my brain. So anything that crosses the blood brain barrier and is psychoactive. Like I really want to take a long break off of everything. Like even the antidepressants, even the mood stabilizer, even the antipsychotic, like just take a break and see what my real brain is like now that I'm healed, especially. Laugh a lot. I started drinking coffee at 6 years old at my dad's work after school. Yeah, like our whole lives were caffeinated, and we don't know. And it's such a ubiquitous chemical that it's like a strange idea, like society without caffeine, because most people consume caffeine in some form. Even food can be have psychoactive properties. That's why people tend to eat certain things when they are sad, depressed. It changes the chemistry of the brain. That's a really good point. Becoming a Pegaziva corn, a really good point indeed. uh avoiding avoiding psychoactive stuff can be a really challenging in that way. That's a fair point to bring up. I don't have nicotine or caffeine thing at all, but maybe I should dabble just to get things done. My caffeine addicted friends are so productive. So I'm not. Oh, nicotine is a hell of an addiction, and I'm not recommending it, but studies show that nicotine is like almost as effective as Ritalin in treating ADHD symptoms. And so, you know, but an addiction to nicotine is really fucking hard to kick once it starts. So it's maybe not worth you trying nicotine at this stage. Maybe it's just worth a little bit of extra caffeine. But then that's hard because like you have to be careful of not triggering manic episodes. So yeah, you're in a tough pickle, Annabelle. Try. I didn't real. It's hard. I didn't have any doctor to help me. I had the internet and myself laugh out loud. It's hard to fight through the days where it catches up to you though, or those emotions like anger. Great point, Sherelle. I started with Python. My brother's comp sci guy who helped me out. Headphones died. Rip. Be right back. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Lisa. I have generalized anxiety disorder and avoidant attachment and addictive behavior, and that's why I couldn't find a pill to stop my compulsive behaviors. Oh, that's really interesting. So you struggle with compulsive behaviors. What kind of compulsive behaviors, if you don't mind me asking, of course? It took me 2 years to learn what worked for me and what didn't work, and what didn't for me to cope. At the time, I was young and had nothing to do but school, so I had the time, but it was a very long time. Gotcha. Nicole, how's it going? I've struggled to stay on meds. The first week starting them again are so hard. Zoloft helped my depression and OCD. Currently not on anything. Nicole, what are your experiences with not being on anything? Do you like not being on anything, or is there a part of you that wants to go back on medication? East, no, don't say that. Yeah, no, not don't do the nicotine. Nicotine bad. Ali, are you gay? You look like Mika. I am personally not gay. Ali, how are you doing? I don't know who Mika is. Is this a setup for a joke? I also watched Succession, and the one guy loved his cocaine too. Maybe it made him feel great. No cocaine either. No illicit drugs. Illicit drugs are bad. That would you. Oh my word! As a bipolar person, whoo, sheesh, it is not a good time. What about why do you ask, Ali? And if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry about that. Mika is singer celebrity. Oh, okay, that's cool. Let me look up singer. Well, I wonder if this is gonna be vaguely an insult. People tell me I look like a lot of people. It's really interesting. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, I do kind of look like Micah. Mika? I do look a little bit like Mika. I see that. I see that. Seems like a compliment. It's just another, it's like a generic looking white dude with curly hair. That's what I always get compared to. Okay, no cocaine and nicotine. I'll stick to my 1 cup of tea a day and never get my butt moving. You could try 2 cups of tea a day. That might help out a lot. I'm surprised you're not a caffeine addict. I'm really surprised you don't have a caffeine problem. I definitely have a caffeine problem to help me cope with my ADHD. Let's see, are there any other YouTube updates? I'm a caffeine addict. A nicotine addict, a caffeine addict. Layla and I are very much in the same boat in that regard. Speaking of which, cheers. What is ADHD? ADHD is is it a learning disability? Is that what you would all call it? Or a learning impairment? Or I don't know if it's a disability per se. I just don't really like coffee, and energy drinks are expensive. That's a really fair point. Energy drinks are so expensive. It's one of the reasons why I want to quit caffeine. Yes, Layla, meant to be for so many different reasons. But yeah, ADHD is a attention deficit disorder. I think it's more of an intention deficit disorder where like you have attention, but you struggle to follow through with your intention to do things. It's a neurodevelopment disorder. Okay, nice. Yeah, I never really knew what to call it off the top of my head. What's the proper term for ADHD? I want to go back on them, just trying to survive without them. I'm trying to find my internal motivation. Great point, Nicole. I think I think the pro of medication is that it lifts some of the burden off of you. It's sort of like having a calculator. This is going to be a really dumb analogy, and I apologize if it isn't helpful. But I feel like having medication sort of like having a calculator where like you still have to do the hard part, like figuring things out, but all like the more menial task that is like managing things is now, instead of trying to do the math yourself, like the calculator just does it for you. And so it's like, okay, I still need to apply these things in the correct way to find the answer, which is like coping day to day and having a healthy lifestyle. But these more menial tasks, I can just offload to my medication, and the medication can do all the low level stuff, and I can focus on the high level stuff. And so that's why I like medication, is it's really giving me the space and the stability to focus on more high level things and not be so caught up in the day to day of like, okay, how do I make myself stable today, or how do I focus today, or all of that. But it'd be really interesting to see what like, I just don't, like, in a weird way, like I don't know who I am without medication. Like I've changed so much as a person, and like a lot of that growth has been under the influence of various forms of medication. And so I would be so fucking curious of just like, okay, who is Christopher without medication, and do I need medication still, because I have come a really far way. Elon Musk have ADHD. We get down on something, he didn't stop. Like, it's crazy. That's a good point, Ali. There are definitely really successful people that have neurodevelopment disorders. ADHD is a dysregulation of attention, too much focus, or not enough. Yeah, I saw a really interesting, like, it wasn't a TED talk, but it was a really interesting talk talking about ADHD and like time blindness and a bunch of other factors that goes into it. Brain be wonky disorder. Amen. That's exactly what we have. Strings and pedals, you're so articulate with your words. I do like that about you. Yeah, for me personally, I don't feel like my ADHD is a lack of focus. I think it's a lack of ability to direct the focus. Like I'll get very wrapped up in things. I just get wrapped up in things that don't matter, that aren't the priority. It's really hard for me to direct my attention and my focus, but I have a lot of it. It just ends up getting fixated on the incorrect things. Thank you. I was close to getting PhD. Yes, it's so close to getting your PhD. Let's go. But told them I'd give it to someone who needs it. The PhD, you just hand it out. Nice. Something I think bothers me about not being on medication is I go through new things and I have to try really hard to not self-diagnose. Oh, that's really interesting. What do you mean by that? Like, what new things? Yes, I have infinite smarts. You are quite the smart cookie, in all seriousness. Something I think bothers me about not being on medications is I go through new things and have to try hard to not self-diagnose. Oh, yeah, Sherelle, that's a really good point. Like lately, to do seem very like lately to do with seeming very ADHD tendencies. Okay, like you feel like you have a lot of ADHD tendencies. That's interesting. Yeah, because wow, I can't type. I think I knew what you meant. Yeah, because I really struggle with the self-diagnosis of the whole autism thing, right? Like there's days where I feel very on the spectrum, and I struggle with like self-diagnosing that, and that's not a great idea to just decide that I'm autistic. But yeah, I think we're at 5:32. I think I'm gonna stream for like another 15 minutes on here, unless there's other stuff people want to talk to me about. If you have any questions, by all means ask me questions about the channel. If you have any requests or anything like that, please let me know. But at the moment I'm just gonna chill here for like another 15 minutes, then I might hop over to Twitch as well. Feel the same way. I struggle with the ability to follow through with tasks, constantly have a million things on my plate half completed. Yeah, but are you also the same way where it's not a lack of ability to do things? It's just like you can do. It's always seems like you're working on things that aren't the priority, I guess is the way I would put it. That's a very interesting topic. You got to reflect to some degree. But you also don't want to go to a professional and be like, I have all these things because I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, no, TikTok has been such an interesting, like it raises awareness about these mental disorders, but also like, I think there's a high prevalence of people like self-diagnosing them because like some of these TikToks are just like relatable things in general that aren't necessarily neurodivergent. And so I think there's a lot of people that may have misdiagnosed themselves with like something like ADHD. I can't remember smaller tasks during the day, even though I know I need to do them every day, but I can remember things like coding like the back of my hand. I focus on random things more than others. I also don't want to go to a professional because I don't want to be on medication. You don't have to necessarily, like a professional doesn't necessarily put you on medication. Like you always have the ability to say no to medication. I think sometimes it can be really empowering to get a diagnosis so you can be like confident in like, okay, no, I'm not lazy, I'm not whatever. I do have something that's different about me, and I need to treat myself as if I am an individual with XYZ, and then tackle life according to that. Just understanding how your brain is weird is wildly powerful. Big facts. Yes, I'll put it off until last minute in order to have the sense of urgency kick me into gear. Oh, that's classic ADHD. Using time pressure as a stimulant, as a stim behavior to get something done. Classic. Procrastinator master. Amen. Iconic behaviors. I feel like I have ADHD tendencies, but also try to not self-diagnose. I think mine comes from depression, trying to keep me stuck because I don't feel worth it, so I focus on the wrong things to distract myself. Interesting, Nicole. And by wrong things, do you just mean the things that aren't priorities, or what is a wrong thing? What defines something as wrong? I pull all-nighters weekly like a freaking 15-year-old. Yeah, I don't do the all-nighters anymore, luckily. but I am wildly unproductive because I'll go focus on Twitch. I'll start a whole new fucking career for myself instead of focusing on the things that I need to. I'll start a whole goddamn career for myself. That's what I do. Instead of the all-nighters, it's just to get buried deep into Twitch. Develop a whole hyperfixation. Because you are old, yes. I'm still in my 20s. This is facts. You still are technically in your 20s. Good discussion tonight. Oh, thank you, SOS. I appreciate it. What about you? Do you struggle with any kind of tendencies of anything? Like, where do you sit with self-diagnosis? Self-diagnosis is like such a hard thing because, like, for me, it took a really long time to find a professional that would see me about my bipolar disorder. And so, like, it took a year. It took a year before I officially got my diagnosis, even though I suspected that I was for a long time. Tosh, how's it going? I didn't expect to see you over here on YouTube. Thank you for checking me out over here on YouTube. I appreciate it. Thank you. Aloha, everyone. Aloha to you as well. I am going to be on Twitch after this, but thank you for taking the time to check me out over here. That's kind of you. I've been diagnosed with severe clinical depression, but I think something that also stops me. What if I've learned what works for my depression, but I still have something else now? I think, like, I think it can be hard because you can feel like you're going to lose something when you get diagnosed, and maybe to some extent that you do, because you have this new label and this new thing you have to go through. But like with your son, like, think about how empowering him getting like an autism diagnosis would be for him, and like the behaviors and getting the treatment he needs. And so let's say you do have ADHD, like, think about how empowering that is for you, to just know that fact and be able to be confident and be like, okay, I am a person that has ADHD. This is the way I need to operate in my life to be successful. And so I think in general, it's a very empowering thing, but it can be very scary and overwhelming at first, and really feel like you're like different or broken or lost something in the process of getting diagnosed. Yes, the things that won't improve my life: hyper focus on the newest tech rather than learning the tech, chase rabbit holes. What's the last rabbit hole you really fell down? The last rabbit hole I really fell down is Twitch, and I'm still fucking head and feet buried in that hole. First YouTube live ever. Thank you for coming out over to say hi. You really didn't have to, but I do appreciate it. How are you holding up, Tosh? Tasha? What other... the next video I'm going to release is like a segment from this interview I did with my lovely friend Maddie talking about eating disorders. So I'm going to talk about my eating disorder a little bit more on my channel. I'm super excited about that. And then I'm working on some nicotine content as well. It's been a long time since I've talked about my nicotine addiction, so I'm gonna go back into that topic a little bit. There's other bipolar stuff that I want to work on as well. Excuse me. I definitely don't think I'll feel lost or broken. But I've been focusing on my boy's mental health. I don't really have the time to focus on anything more than his and my depression and managing those. So that worries me a bit. Okay, interesting. So is depression something you still like actively deal with, Sherelle? Is that still an active challenge in your life, is dealing with that depression? And Nicole says AI. Dude, the chat GPT rabbit hole is an intense. And do you have an interest in doing AI stuff, or are you just interested by the topic in general? Do you have any desire to program AI, Nicole? I'm speaking of which, because I'm not on my medication, I'm being like ultra fidgety today. Your boy is stimming hard as right now. Speaking of which, I'm so sorry. Don't look at me right now. Let's go. You saw nothing. Trying to keep my head above water like usual, trying to catch the good vibes in your chat after a long workday. That helps. Tosh, what do you do for work? I don't know if you've told me this or not. And if you don't want to tell me, by all means, you don't have to tell me. But I do try to have good vibes in my chat, and I appreciate you being a part of those good vibes. It does mean a lot to me. Yes, I have days I have to just let. Oh, I saw everything. Yes, Layla. Yes, I have days I have to just let it take over and not do any coping mechanisms because I need to just let it out and then go back to my coping mechanisms. What are some of your favorite? Favorite might be the wrong word. What are some of your most powerful coping mechanisms, Shrell? If you don't mind me asking. Hey, wait, Nicole, you have OCD too? Ooh, I distract myself from my life by doing things doing things that often won't majorly improve my life. Interesting, Lisa. And part of your what's your in your OCD, I'm learning that it's a lot of different things. Like, what's your major like fixation or behavior that's a part of your OCD? Is it like what you're saying, distracting yourself from your life by doing things that won't help improve your life? The more I've worked through it, the longer the time period goes that I have those days, which is great. Oh, that's really great. Like the in between the episodes, that's really great. Dr. K has made good content on how ADHD minded behaviors were just evolutionarily important traits. It's just that society and the education system finds those people with those traits disruptive or unhelpful. Yeah, there's a really interesting point. I watched a TED talk about this woman talking about how like autism and ADHD aren't anomalies. They're like evolutionarily selected traits that were beneficial to society in the past, and now the problem is like we just have a neurotypical society that doesn't necessarily thrive or benefit so much from those with differences in thinking processes. I was an event manager before Corona crisis, then lost my job, and now I'm working as a cook in a French restaurant until I find something better. Well, look at you go, a cook in a French restaurant. Tosh, it sounds like you can definitely cook something up. I am awful at cooking. I'm not very good at it at all, but I would love to get better at it for sure. I watch hours on how people make money with AI, but I don't take the steps to make money with it myself. So I've always struggled with trading my labor for money. Which way? Like struggled having a job, or struggled with like taking active steps towards like doing things that produce income for yourself. Okay, I gotta go. Bye. Thank you so much for coming by, Lisa M. I appreciate it so much. You have a great rest of your day. I typically feel when it's coming, so when I start to feel it, everything needs to be cleaned ASAP. If everything is dirty and I leave it, it makes me want to stay in bed more. Oh my God, do I relate to that? I also focus on self-care before, like showering, face mask, candles, and meditation to prepare for them. Dude, Cheryl, that's really interesting because like as a bipolar person, I could feel my depressive episodes coming on like a few days in advance. The way I describe it is I don't know if you've ever been outside when that like pressure wave of a storm front hits you and it'll be like really bright and sunny and you'll just like feel this shift in the air and you just like instinctually know that it's going to have a rainstorm soon. That's how like depressive episodes always felt to me. Like I always saw them coming like days ahead of time and there was nothing I really could do. They would just come and swallow me whole. But that turns out to be a very bipolar thing for me personally. Hope we chat about OCD later. Okay, thank you for being kind to Lisa and Nicole. I appreciate it. Oh, and same to you, Sherelle. I really like it when you guys take the time to say bye to each other. Correlated to GMOs and glossopate, they went up. Autism went up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to speak to things that I don't know about, so I have no idea about the causes of autism. I have no idea about the prevalency or the ways in which it changes. It's also, I think, a really difficult thing because, like, as the more we have these like the autism diagnosis is like still a relatively new thing in terms of like the scope of history. And so like cause versus correlation and all that fun stuff. So I don't know anything about that. But that is interesting, SOS. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm here a lot of the time in these weekly live streams and also on East Twitch sometimes, so feel free to reach out if you want to talk about it at Nicole. Bye, friends. Leaving for real now. Bye, Lisa. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna chill here for like another 10 minutes and then I'm gonna hop over to Twitch. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream on Twitch today because I am super low energy. But I am gonna go say hi to my Twitch people as well today. But I appreciate, this has been a really interesting conversation. I really appreciate you guys sharing your own personal experiences with medication, with depression, all these other things. It means a lot to me. Thank you. So weird not to have all the Twitch, like the sound redeems and all of that. Keep on waiting for someone to hydrate me, but no hydrate on YouTube. No hydrate. Okay, fuck it. I'll put the book down and say hi. Hey, what's up, Jade? How's it going? Thank you so much for coming by and saying hi. I haven't. I started writing a reply to your Discord message, but I never ended up finishing it. Let me finish it right now. Yeah, I appreciate you. I know you said you wanted to take a break from the streams and stuff, but I do really value you coming by and saying hello. And I understand your position, and I understand why certain things are hard for you. I really do, Jade. And thank you for that vulnerability in your Discord message. I have about 3 days every 3 months that it happens now. Mornings are hard for me though. Every day I hate waking up, laugh out loud. That feeling never goes away. Oh yeah, how is when is book club, Layla? And how's it going? How's your first book club going? In all seriousness, I know I didn't ask about it and you're just being a sarcastic little shit. But I would like to know more about your book club. I would have loved to be a lawyer, but with my OCD, I check and recheck case law because of the high stakes. I have a hard time trusting my knowledge. That's really interesting, Nicole. So you've had a lot of very different interests, right? Like from AI to lawyer. Those are two very different fields, two very different things. I don't have OCD, so I can't relate to that. But I do relate to the having a really hard time trusting my own knowledge and trusting that, like, and not having imposter syndrome in general. Bobby, how's it going, Bobby? How are you holding up? I thank you for saying hi to Bobby Sherrill. I appreciate it. Oh, I feel like a different person without Concerta. Do I really want to go off all my medications? I don't know if I don't know if I want to actually. I think it would be a fucking struggle bus. Oof. Holding up and healing well from surgery, thankfully. Oh, I'm really happy to hear that, Bobby. That's amazing. You do not want to? Oh, I don't want to? You will feel like me? Oh, that's a good point. Ah, that's a good point. But also the idea of like being on medication for the rest of my life is kind of sad. A lawyer got in trouble for using ChatGPT citing cases that don't exist. Yeah, it's really funny. Like ChatGPT will just make shit up. It's a really useful tool, but you have to be careful with it. Is it what, the idea of being on medication for the rest of my life? Yeah, that's a little bit of a sad. No, Sherelle. Don't you dare give me shit like that. That's a good point. He basically just said your life sucks strings. Uh Annabelle has a lot of real roadblocks in her way. The medication has helped me out with a lot. And so like it's a good point because her life could probably really benefit from medication. And so it's like an interesting reminder of like, oh wait, my life has been a lot better now that I've been on medication. Do I really want to go off of it? People with diabetes need their insulin. Yes. I don't know how diabetes came into the conversation. Oh, okay. You're saying like, oh, that's different. Like that's diabetes. Book Club is really great. Everyone is really invested in the content and actually take the time to be introspective. It's really awesome to see the turnout and the positive impact it seems to have. Well, look at you picking such a good book. The Untethered Soul sounds so good. I am pretty FOMO'd at them. I am experiencing some pretty large FOMO about not being in a book club, Layla. I feel like I'm missing out. I know I'm missing out. Add that to the file strings. Oh yeah, my her oh fuck, what is it called? A dossier. Her her file on me and that she's gonna use to cancel me. How are you doing, Jade, by the way? I know you said hi. I don't know if you dipped out as well. How is it different? Well, and like if you don't take your ADHD medication, you're not gonna die. That's one way that it's different. You have so many Nintendo Switches by now. If I wasn't wrong to talk in it, okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, Annabelle. Maybe I should just consider myself lucky that I have a good medication combination and just go from there. Maybe we do some dramatic, no neuro, not neurotypical, psychoactive drugs thing later in my life. You definitely are missing out. It's right up your alley, especially given the subject matter. The next book might not garden in the same calm notes. Currently Sundays at 1 p.m. CST. Okay, so that would be 2 p.m. my time. You might die for real. I mean, technically you can die. If you don't take your... As a product of not taking your ADHD medication? What do you mean? Like 2 years ago, you dumb. Okay, that's a fair point. Fair point. It might end the video game, so to speak. Yes, that. Fair point, y'all. fair. But yeah, I need to start wrapping up because I am going to switch over to Twitch and just make my rounds and say hi to those people. I do appreciate the really interesting conversation today. It does mean a lot to me. And thank you for putting up with low energy me. Like I said, I'm not on, speaking of medication, I'm not on the usual medication that I would be. So I am a little bit low energy today. And so thank you for being patient with that. Not my normal hyped and very happy self. But yeah, you all have been amazing and patient and really good conversations. That 55 minutes, an hour just flew by like nothing. So thank you all so much for that. I do appreciate it. Hey there, East just finished lifting. Oh, let's go, nutritionist Liz. You're lifting to your heart's content. Look at you being healthy. I love you, silly goose. I love you too, Annabelle. We love all versions of you. Oh, thank you, Layla. I love Cranky Layla. Cranky Layla is great. You want to be a vegetable like me? Okay. You aren't on your normal meds? No, I just ran out of Concerta. So I don't have any more, and I have to wait until the 5th to get more. And my Concerta is like by far the biggest thing that I take day to day that affects my mood. Because I'm on 37 milligrams of Concerta, which is a decent amount that's a sizable amount of Concerta. And so I'm just super low energy today. Yeah, I'm definitely not on my normal medication today. But the rest of, we were talking a lot about medication in general this chat. I'm sad to hear that, kind of worried actually. Oh no, I'll be fine. I'm just low energy. I get more medication on the 5th, so that's only 3 days away. We'll get it right by then. A meeting with my psychiatrist. We're going to talk about my current medications and how I'm feeling about them. I don't really know about one of them. I might be taking a step away from that one. I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, I do have to hop off here and go say hi to my Twitch people. He's just slightly veggie, barely vegetable. Okay, then that's good. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. There's no reason to be worried about it. I'll be fine. I'll just be tired. There's worse things in life. I am gonna attempt to quit nicotine tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Wish me luck on that. I really can't afford to keep on being on it at the moment. So glad I caught the stream. Great to see you. Thank you, Dorothy. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your contributions as well. And it's always nice to see a fellow bipolar person in the chat. It helps make me feel a little less alone with my own diagnosis. See y'all on Twitch. Yeah, I'll see most of you on Twitch, but I am gonna hop over there and say hi to those people as well. All the luck. Thank you so much, Layla. I do appreciate it. You all have an amazing day. Thank you all so much for being you. I do appreciate it endlessly. I will see you all next week on 5 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah, I'll see you at 5 o'clock on Sunday. EST, of course, EST. So you all have an amazing night. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Yeah, take care, Liz. Thank you so